Let's get into this then, eh? Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast, to another live match reaction. It's all come crumbling down. The wheels are officially off. What has happened to the Chelsea that we have fallen in love with this season? I mean, come on, man. You know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, get involved in the comments. Let me know what you thought of that 90 minutes. I was trying so hard. I was trying for so long to be as positive as I could about that performance at 1-0 down throughout the first half. I'm sitting there thinking, nah, I can't be the one to be reactionary, to be jumping on my live reaction and just condemning this Chelsea side. But the backslide, I feel like this Chelsea side is cyclical. It is, we go through the same cycle every 4 years, every 2 years, every season. It is the same cycle of new manager bounce, hope, and then just all of a sudden, deflation. Just one swift 1-2 uppercut, 2 jab to the rip. We can't handle that combination around Christmas. And look, the two, before I get into ragging this Chelsea team, the two saving graces, the two variables, the two things that I want to say in this Chelsea team's defense is Christmas period, fixtures coming thick and fast. No fixture at the moment. Of course, at any point in the Premier League, no fixture is an easy period, but over Christmas, tightly packed fixtures, weird runs of form, clubs playing European competitions. It's a difficult period for any team. So one variable out of the way. Number two, I will say what I have said throughout this season. Every team is going to suffer a dip in form. Do not be surprised when Chelsea start losing games back to back, because there is no team, regardless of how good you are, no team is immune to a little slump. We've seen Man City be the best team in Europe, the best team in the world in the last 3-4 years, and they have a little slump every season. Every team has at least a little slump, no matter how good you are. And this Chelsea side was never going to be immune to that. I was hoping that we were going to get a little bit further into the season to let that happen. But you know what? We've made it 17, 18 games before this slump has hit. So you know what? I'm going to go what I said all season and what I've been saying for the last few weeks. Don't be surprised and don't start to flip when these results start to drop. That being said, the turnover, the backslide. Oh my God, what am I watching? Fuck me, Enzo Maresca. You've gone from a tactical genius to a tactical fucking monkey, bruv. Oh my God, you could put fucking put Mr. Blobby in a 3-piece suit on that fucking touchline and he'd make better substitutions, better tactical decisions, better changes than Enzo Maresca. He'd have more of a fucking voice on the touchline. This guy's like Pochettino on the touchline, bro. He's fucking silent. I need a manager that's barking out orders. I need a manager that is getting visually frustrated with these players. It's all well and good being the best manager we've ever had in front of the media and sitting there in a press conference and saying, man's got to work more. This guy's got to work harder. Noni Madueke is not doing enough. But when it comes to the 90 minutes and he's not doing enough on the pitch, that's when you need to be shouting at him, man. You can't just be sitting there all nonchalant with your fucking hand stroking your beautiful bald head. Fucking get down in, bruv. Get into him. Get into him. This Chelsea team, 10 out of 11 out of 11 players deserved a fucking smack round the back of the head when they went into that changing room at half time. A fucking clip round both ears, man. That was unacceptable in the first half. And it was better than the second half, because the second half we started with the same intensity we finished the first half with, but we dropped off as soon as we conceded that second goal. That second goal went in. It was over. And of course, it was Omari Hutchinson to put the final nail in the casket. Of course, it was Omari Hutchinson to bury us. But it was Liam Delap today. And how many people have said this season? I mean, I rate Liam Delap. Not even going to get into the jokes now. I'm too far gone. I'll say something, man. Liam Delap, everyone rates him, bro. Everyone thinks he's a mad player. I've rated him throughout this season. Superb player. Tonight, that was like prime Drogba, bro. That was an everything number 9 performance and everything centre forward performance. That was every single thing you could ever want from a number 9. And at just 21 years old, this guy has boundless talent, has boundless capabilities. Liam Delap is a menace, bro. And he's one of those players like Diego Costa you hate when he's playing against you because he gets into those defenders. He gets in amongst it. He puts himself about. But I fucking love that. That's a proper player, a proper number 9, a proper centre forward. And he worked his fucking socks off today. He deserved man of the match and everything beyond. His accolades, superb. I really hope he doesn't leave Ipswich in January because I think he's going to be crucial for them this season if they want to stay up. And also, if he continues in this vein, they're going to be able to command more for him in the summer window than they will be able to in January. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's multiple clubs going in there and throwing 40, 50, 60 mil at Ipswich for Liam Delap because he is a quality player. And you know what? Wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea are amongst those clubs because I'm not alone in rating Liam Delap. I think a lot of people, virtually everybody rates him incredibly highly. A lot of Chelsea fans rate him incredibly highly. There have been links. Obviously, we've got Joe Shields, who's been building, the Cole Palmer, the Romeo Lavia, that City, that Tosin, those City links. So there is a possibility that we might go in for Delap. He fits the kind of profile that we do want and need in this Chelsea team. I've been a strong advocate for keeping it at just Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson. Today, neither of them can hit a barn door with a banana skin. I mean, Nkunku's movement is absolutely diabolical. We'll get onto that in a little bit. But Jackson, when he came on, obviously, I know it was offside, couldn't bury the chance that he did hit. And he got in a couple of chances. He got close with a couple. Look, I love the bloke. I love both of them. They make it so difficult for me to prop them. They make it so difficult for me to continually stand them week in, week out. And it's got to a point where, look, a lot of people, I put a short out yesterday saying, if you could sign one player, who would you sign? And quite a few people said Liam Delap. It's been a very common theme amongst Chelsea fans, not just commenting on my videos, but just kind of a narrative amongst the fan base in general, saying that Liam Delap would be a fantastic signing to kind of complete our team in the January transfer window. I don't know if that's the right move because, like I said, it's going to be a big money move, middle of the season, big adaptation as well, going from Ipswich Championship before that to Chelsea and to being the main guy, the number 9 there. I don't know if he would be the main guy, all things considered, everything taken into account, but, undoubtedly he's a great talent for the future. And if we go in for him in the future, I wouldn't be surprised. That aside, I knew, I said before the game, I said in my little live on TikTok before the game, I knew he was gonna cause us serious problems today. The back line was going to be the issue. And I mean, the back line it's fallen apart, and it's just 2 mistakes. Because I was kind of thinking about the game towards the end when I was just sitting there, head in hands, thinking, can it get worse than this? It was 2 mistakes. And you know what? The first one, I still don't think that was a penalty. It's one of those where if it goes the other way, if it doesn't get given, again, VAR doesn't overturn it. Because I think Jorgensen has pulled out and it's the legs, the contact. Obviously, there's a little bit of contact. I'm not denying that. I don't think there's enough there for him to be going over like he's been shot and for it to be a penalty. That being said, I can understand it's not getting overturned. If it's us, I want it. Look, man, it's that mistake from Jorgensen in the first half. And after that, he didn't put a foot wrong. He made some great saves today from Liam Delap when the defence let him slip. But it was that, and it was the Disassi loose ball for the second goal. Apart from that, if we don't make those 2 tiny little, well, I say tiny, those 2 seconds of the game, but those 2 decisions that just changed the entire complexion, the entire complexity of that game. It's so frustrating, this Chelsea side, when you look at the talent in this team, the talent we've got to be able to bring off the bench. You're looking at this lineup and thinking, right, you know what, Nkunku, he's got a point to prove. He's going up against Ipswich, a team in a relegation spot, should be able to bag a couple today. Madueke, he got dropped last game. He should be coming out with a point to prove. I need to play in this starting team. Goal, assist, performance, whatever you need. João Felix hasn't got the minutes that maybe he should deserve. Maybe he does deserve. Maybe he should have been getting in recent weeks. Does he come out and perform today? No. He starts shying away from it. Can't deal with the physicality of a championship side. So often we struggle when we go to these championship sides because they do want to play their style of football and we just can't handle it. We have these players that are, whatever you want to call it, young, foreign, inexperienced, ill-disciplined, not used to the Premier League, whatever variable you want to take from any of those five, these players just aren't up to it. And this is why we need experience in the team. And whether that is just one player at centre back, whether that is 2 players, one in centre mid, one at centre back, one up front, who's man, we just need some experience, some leadership in this Chelsea team, because so often this season it's been too little too late. But today, 2-0 down against Ipswich, it weren't even too little too late. It was too little too nothing, bruv. We did not bring that out. That dog did not come out. But Enzo Fernandez, captain of the team, and I rate Enzo Fernandez. I love Enzo Fernandez. Fairly poor performance today. A lot of misplaced passes, and he lost his head at the end. He was about to get sent off because he was telling the ref to go fuck himself. He was, yeah, ref, I'm listening to you. And then going squaring up to someone in front of his face. Enzo Fernandez lost his head today. Colwill lost his head at multiple points. And it's frustration. And it all stems from the inexperience, the lack of experience in this young Chelsea side. Look, it was fantastic when we were bagging 6 against Wolves, when they were in, absolutely down bad in the mud. We've had some great performances, some great feel-good performances in games this season, but the overarching issues of this team and club are still, they still resurface time and again. And it's the goalkeeper issue, the experience issue, frailties at the back, lack of creativity. I mean, look, it felt like, and I kind of alluded to it earlier when I was talking about Chelsea being a cyclical side and us having a cyclical nature, is it felt at times tonight like I was watching Potter's Chelsea. It was slow. It was laboured. I've tweeted as well. I've never seen a team so laboured, so slow, but yet so rushed. When we put in every pass together, it feels rushed. It feels like we're taking 20 seconds on it, and then we're like, oh shit, got to get out. I don't get it. And it feels like we're watching this slow team that can't break down a low block. Ipswich, all credit to them because the game plan worked, and it's not pretty, but it works. And it's Chelsea's Achilles heel, has been for years. You put 10 men behind the ball, we're not going to be able to break you down. All the quality on that pitch, all the talent in Cole Palmer and Kunku, João Felix, Madueke, all that talent. Not a single pass can be picked. Not a single clear-cut chance can be created. I mean, look, the Ipswich keeper made a great save in the first half from Cole Palmer. It was outside the box. It wasn't a one-on-one. We didn't have a one-on-one until Jackson, and that was offside, and he missed it anyway. But it's the lack of ideas, the lack of creativity is resurgent in this Chelsea side, and it is cyclical. It's something that comes about after the new manager bounce every season, man. Every year it happens. I don't know how much energy I've got for you, Scott. I mean, I know we're supposed to be doing, and tune in, and I need to check in with you as well to see what the availability is. But first Purple Patch episode, maybe on Wednesday, potentially. Charms is about, he's off work. So, let us know what you're thinking. But yeah, the league is Liverpool's. That's official. We were never in the title race, but now we are officially not in the title race. I don't even know about a Dan rant, I think I've run out of energy. I think I've done my part, Yeah, Gabriel, appreciate you joining my bro, dropping stinkers. It was a disgrace. Other team now have to play with us, and we never have a plan B. Yeah, no plan B. Hatton, yeah, sum it up. I had texts from people just saying what's going on. Chelsea fans and non-Chelsea fans just texting me saying what's going on. I've just seen the score. What's happening? Wes, I feel sick, bruv. I feel all of you. We are back. Yeah, unexplainable. Look, I've backed Disassi for a while. I'm not going to sit here and say off the back of one pass, send him back to France. But this guy ain't it. He's not it. We were never in a title race. Don't let the rival fans let us get carried away, man. We were never in a title race. I'm going to have to turn Twitter off for the next week as well, bro. When was the last time we had back-to-back losses? That's shit, man. Let's have a quick look while we're going through the comments. By the way, anybody joining, appreciate you joining. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Get involved in the comments as well. Let us know what your thoughts were on that absolute shit show. I can't believe the form we've been in, and we've just... At least Caicedo's back on. 7.7 from what we gave him. 9 for the Ipswich keeper. Yeah. It all went. It just felt like you knew it was gonna. I said that at half time as well. It was gonna be that kind of game. Disallowed goal. You know that the penalty went against us. Disallowed goal. Palmer hit the post with a free kick, and Kunku missed that opportunity. After that, I knew what it was going to be. I knew it. Palmer had a good game today, I think. I think that's his best quiet game in a while. It was a he didn't really do he was more effectual than normal. Over I think 90 minutes he was definitely more effectual than he has been in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, it's just nothing to really show for it, to be honest. I can't believe Caicedo got that 6.5 against Fulham because he's just dropped brilliant performances ever since then. I thought it was great again today, Caicedo, to be honest. I thought Enzo was quiet, but Caicedo, yeah, I thought Caicedo was solid. Puts in so many great tackles. It goes so much under the radar. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Newcastle, listen, man, Newcastle have come out of nowhere. I watched to 15, 20 minutes of that first half. They were tearing Man United apart, man. They were playing some good stuff. I don't know where listen, we've had our drop. Arsenal have had their drop. Arsenal have had their dip in form. We've had our dip in form. Newcastle have had their dip in form. Sorry, we are now having our dip in form. Newcastle have had their dip in form. Liverpool are due their dip in form. Just wait on it, bro. We are, every team, they're good quality teams. They're not going to lose every single game. And they've already, like I said, they've already gone through that period of adversity where they've dropped points that they should have won. Arsenal coming out the back of it, same as Newcastle. It's going to happen to every single team, man. Don't watch that. I feel like it was more of a rotational thing with Neto. I don't really know. Yeah, this I fucking agree with. I said in my pre-match that I thought Achimpong should play. Because Gusto hasn't been up to scratch in recent weeks. Why he continues to choose Disasi at right back over Josh Achimpong, it does my head in, particularly given the saga that's gone on, the media saga, the drawn out contract saga with Josh Achimpong, incredibly public. Enzo Maresca multiple times coming out and being like, he's a huge part of this Chelsea team. We see a huge future with us, massive potential, want him to stay. He's got the opportunity to start a right back tonight, and he starts Disasi again in a position that he is not favourite. It's not his position. He's a centre back. We've got players here that are perfect, that are in the mould, ready to go. Does my head in, bro. Look, great to have Reece James back on the bench tonight, but if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to play. Why aren't he playing? Fucking get him on in this team. That's what we need. We need experience. We need a little bit of someone to smack heads together, man. Listen, Madueke had a poor game today. He's still a good player. You're not the only one, Wes. We discussed it earlier, man. I'm sure you actually probably said this earlier when we were discussing it, probably, bro. But apologies, sorry, bro. But yeah, Delap is the truth. Delap is he's for this season. I've never denied it. Always been a big fan of his. Always been an advocate for Liam Delap. And it's mad that Man City have let all these players go. And Pep said something yesterday about all the players that are let go. Lavia, Palmer, Delap. It like the quality of players that could be doing it at City right now is nuts. Gu, yeah, has Gu got a single minute since his hat trick? Don't think so. Don't think so, mate. Yeah, get him in January. Ipswich relegated, and we get him cheaper. I don't know if we would get him cheaper in January, man, because they won't want to lose him. They've got no incentive to sell, so we'd have to stump up a little bit more potentially. And again, I'm not a big fan of going out and spunking 60, 70 mil plus on another 21-year-old striker, man. I know he was quality, but I'm telling you, man, wasn't a penalty. I'm telling you, wasn't a penalty. Appreciate all the Liverpool fans joining in. You must have enjoyed that, David. To say the least, man, my energy is gone. I was buzzing for tonight. I had a few. I was here for it, man. And that has just killed. Again, it's a dampener on Christmas, dampener on New Year's. Chelsea have just ruined the end to 2024 and 2020, the start of 2025 for me. All I'm going to remember when I think back on this year is going to be the way that we ended the year in such a shit fashion, bruv. Yeah, now down to Forest. All hopes rely on Forest. I'm glad Callum Hudson-Odoi went there because I'm a huge Callum Hudson-Odoi fan. Time to get a Nottingham Forest shirt with Callum Hudson-Odoi in the back. And or Aina. Nah, I'd get Aina. If it was between Hudson-Odoi and Aina, I think I'd have to get Aina on the back. Guy's a baller. But yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough to think back. And David's just commented as well, to think back where we were last year. And when we lost to Wolves, and that was a Cunha hat trick, that was a horrible, was it 4-2? Horrible loss. But the Fulham loss felt like a sucker punch. It was a game that we should have won. We were massively in control of. But today, we weren't even control. We didn't even get the first foot. We didn't even land the first blow. It was tough to watch as a Chelsea fan. It was tough. This is a tough pill to swallow, given the positivity that we've had over the last couple of months. And look, I am still saying, stay with us. I'm still saying this is the dip. It will return. We will be back in a couple of weeks. This isn't permanent. We've played some great football this season. We're not going to continue to play poorly and lose every game this season. However, these Chelsea players do have to take a long, hard look at themselves. And they do have to understand that regardless of being contracted to 6-7 years in the Bowley Penitentiary, whatever we want to call it, listen, if you're not good enough, you're going to get sold. We need to bring that mentality back to Chelsea. Like, I'm all for building it up and it being, happy-go-lucky, family environment, all of that. But at the same time, you're there to do a job. You're there to pull your weight. If you can't do it, there's the door. No disrespect, no hard feelings. But you understand what we're building. You're either with it or you're not. And some of these Chelsea players, I think, after these last 3 games, need to have a long, hard look at themselves. Everton, a game that could have gone either way. I don't think, as I've said a couple of times, I don't think it's a game that we can look at and say we deserve to win. We should have got 3 points. Yes, we could have done better. On the face of it, a draw is probably a fair result. Fulham, a game 100% we should have won. Don't want to say robbed an injustice because we got no one to blame but ourselves for that. We 100% let 3 points slip and should have won that game. Today, again, feels more like the former because we just didn't even get a grip on the game. Even though on paper it was a game that we should have won, a game that we should have done far more than we did. You watch that game, the 90 minutes. Chelsea really didn't get a foothold. They really didn't get a grip on a game, and it was it was pretty much a write-off after that penalty, which wasn't a penalty. And how he avoided getting booked until the 82nd minute, I will not know. But yeah, can't really have any complaints today. I mean, yeah, obviously, like I said, penalty, dubious penalty, but 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Nothing else really that we can complain about. So, yeah. Should we even bother picking it? Nah, I was going to say let's bother picking a man of the match. That was fucking dreadful. The man of the match was Liam Delap. Let's just leave it at that. So our next game is great. Our next game is another bogey team. Crystal Palace away. Jim, I fucking voice break there a little bit. I'm terrified of Crystal Palace. They started winning as well recently. Fuck's sake. As they started scoring again recently. Fuck's sake. Crystal Palace away, and then Chelsea at home to Morecambe, which I have tickets to, but I'm now afraid to go because of what just happened against Fulham. But yeah, it's tough. I think it was because he didn't go anywhere. I'm assuming you're talking about the one with Kukurea. And I assume it didn't get looked at because he was about 3 feet away from Kukurea. He might have been miles away from the ball, but he was nowhere near Kukurea either, and Kukurea dived and rightfully got booed. So yeah, I've got no sympathy for that. No sympathy for him. Omari Hutchinson showed us today why we shouldn't have let him go. But yeah, cutting our nose off to spite our face, as they do say. And yeah, you know what, Wes? I might join that sentiment. I don't really know what else to say, mate. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel at Two Blues Podcast on the Instagram, on the TikTok. Appreciate everyone that continues to support 2024. I'll try and do a stream tomorrow, but in case we don't, and in case this is the last stream of 2024, Charms and I already have a couple of streams scheduled for Wednesday, New Year's Day, obviously the first day of the January transfer window, first day of the new year. But yeah, man, just a quick thank you to every single person that has subscribed, that's liked, watched a single second of my content. If you enjoy the content that we put out, listen, we love you, man. This is what we do. We do it for you. We're not monetized. I appreciate every single person that is in the chat. There's 4 people. The people are declining rapidly as I'm doing this heartfelt sentiment speech. So clearly no one gives a fuck. But you know what? We love you for it all the same. Listen, man, you lot are the reason that we do this. No other reason. Like I said, we're not monetized, man. We do this for the love of the game. I'm here at 10:30 on a Monday night lamenting a 2-0 Chelsea loss to Ipswich. What more could I want from my life? Listen, man, I hope every single person that has supported us, everyone that's watching at the moment, I hope you've had a blessed 2024. Merry Christmas. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, whether it's Hanukkah, whatever it is. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever it is. Happy New Year. All the blessings to you for 2025. That's the last Chelsea performance of 2025. Let's leave that in 2025. Let's bounce back. We've got Crystal Palace next, which, nice bogey team to tick off the list, bearing in mind that we lost earlier this season. So yeah, another hurdle to overcome. I think let's just take that on the chin and wipe it from our memories, that Ipswich game. I'm going to be getting shit for it tomorrow at work. I know that. But yeah. Let's focus on the positives, man. New year, new goals and new success and all of that shit. Merry Christmas, Two Blues. Happy New Year. Love you all. Two Blues Podcast on the Instagram, the TikTok. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already. Big up. Come on. And yeah, if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Wednesday. Love.